are listening to WHOA Podcast, coming to you from Gainesville, Florida. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the WHOA GNV Podcast, the Coronavirus Sessions, where our temporary mission is to save as many businesses and jobs as possible by sharing how our fellow business owners and professionals are navigating the impact of COVID-19. I am your host, Collin Austin, and my co-host is Michael Dees. Hi.
What's up, man? You're getting good at the adapted intro. I'm proud of you.
It? It's like, and now I'm starting to get the flow a little bit. I like it. You guys are excited?
Right. It's almost like you're in the studio.
I know, right? And like I got my stool. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I brought the stool from the studio. So I'm getting comfortable in my home studio doing this, and green screen should be here soon, so I don't have these little lines around my. We'll go. Excited to get in today's episode, but before we do, let me thank our incredible sponsors. Today's sponsors, Colliers International. These guys can get you the leads and exposure, baby. Colliers International is a global company known for its excellence. Combine this with 80-plus signs out on the streets, locally, cross-marketing opportunities, and the support of a full team of marketing professionals, and your property will get noticed. You need to sell your property. You need to buy a property. You need to go to Colliers International, connect with these guys. They also have that market expertise. They source and service every assignment in Alachua County and have a proprietary database of market intel, comps, and contacts. When appraisers need data, they call Colliers Gainesville. You should too. Learn more about Colliers International Gainesville team at colliers.com/Gainesville, baby. There you go. Thank you.
Right. Love those guys.
This podcast. Really, really appreciate it.
That's right. Also want to remind everybody that even through all of this, the roads are not closed. So Gainesville Harley-Davidson is open regular hours and as an essential business to meet the parts, service, and transportation needs of a riding community. They have several options for pickup and drop-off services, have initiated a detailed and frequent cleaning routine to help staff and customers stay healthy. You can give them a call at 352-331-6363 or visit them online at GainesvilleHarley.com. Kevin and Em and all the team over there, they're super friends of ours. We rely on them heavily. It's nice to have friends in the industry that we can bounce ideas off of, but they're just awesome people, or make fun of or compete with whenever we're talking about e-bikes or anything. But no, and they're expanding, which is awesome. So if you need anything motorcycle related, you're thinking about getting into the game, enjoying the weather that we're having out here, give our friends at Gainesville Harley-Davidson a shout.
Yeah, dude. I was talking to them about the Tallahassee location. I'm like, it's interesting. I'm like, man, interesting timing to be opening it up, but it was like a great opportunity for them. So I'm super excited to see Gainesville Harley expanding to Tallahassee Harley.
That's right.
There you go. So congratulations, guys. But thank you so much for your sponsorship. And let's get into our show because I'm just super excited about this. Today on the show, we have my good friend, Carol. Carol, welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing well. Each day feels a little more normal, I'd say, right now. So
yeah. So awesome. Well, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, your position, your company. Give us a little background as to who you are and what your business does.
Sure. Absolutely. So I own Alachua County MiniMaid, and my husband and I came down here from Virginia 26 years ago, actually. And he's retired recently. He's a pilot for the athletic department here at UF, and so he decided to do that and leave me the business 26 years ago. So he is now retired, and I'm still doing this, but really, really happy to be a part of this community and see how it's grown over the years. We have been cleaning homes and businesses since 1994 with us at the helm. And we have actually employees that still are with us today that started 25 years ago.
That's awesome.
So I've got Sophia has cleaned 30,000 plus homes over the years. And so she got a nice cruise out of it this year. So,
wow.
Yeah. So got several 15 plus year employees. So we feel like super blessed to maintain that in this kind of industry. That's a harder industry to maintain employees, I think. So super great to have that core of people. And then we have clients that we have serviced for those 25 years. So, we've seen their kids as little kids and seen them get married and graduate and grow. And, it's just kind of a neat scenario. Makes you feel a little old, but it's pretty cool. So we're still rocking away and really, blessed to be hanging in there through all the tough times that we've gone through in Gainesville in general. So been through a lot, but don't feel like this is another challenge that we can't meet all together as long as we do it as a community, which is, I have to thank you for, always putting that at the forefront of what you do.
Oh, thank you. I was just thinking, you're talking about all that stuff. I'm like, one day I'll take Mike on a cruise.
One day.
Yes, Mike.
That's pretty.
I mean, you took me to Italy. I mean, that was kind of.
Yeah, I mean.
Or you let me go to Italy anyway.
That's true. That was a cool experience. So, Carol, why don't you tell us a little bit about how this, virus has impacted you guys? What have you guys, several weeks ago when this thing started to go down, what were the first actions that you guys took as a business, and just kind of walk us through it a little bit?
Yeah, I guess the first thing was really communicating and educating both employees and clients, because they're, that huge fear factor right away, right? It was like, every day we would learn more about the virus, and it seems like you're always switching gears a little bit. So we decided we are an essential business, so we didn't totally shut down right away. We maintained a little bit, maybe 20% of our business, and kept some people working for our essential businesses that were open, that we clean. And then also we have several people that we service that are immunocompromised, so they really needed our help. And what we realized, and what I think we're hoping to achieve through this, and grow and learn and become at the forefront of really the healthcare profession, because really that's where it starts, in the home. And so we've learned, we've been researching a ton. We're getting certified on the science of cleaning, and house cleaning in a COVID-19 world is different. And so just the important thing is that we've been educating and communicating as we learn, and not to pretend that we knew everything before and there's nothing going on, but really to educate ourselves and our staff, and then our clients in the process, so they have a comfort level of where we're going and what we're doing. We've initially put some things in place that most other businesses have put in place, and that was, we take temperatures in the morning when the small staff would go out, and before we got really shut down more. Wearing boots and shoe covers and masks and gloves, and then the CDC, the right chemicals that we're using, the right cleaning products, and really learning what the difference is between cleaning, sanitizing, and disinfecting, and being able to help others do that when they're staying at home and doing it on their own.
Yeah. How many team members do you guys have?
We have 20.
20. Has there been any hesitancy from them about going into people's homes or businesses, or that's kind of something that I've seen, a lot of people I want to stay at home and work remotely, and you're kind of like, well, you can't, because the way we make money is by going into people's homes and cleaning them. I mean, have you had any hesitancy there? How have you navigated that as a business owner?
Yeah, we have a little bit. Initially, I think there was a meme out there I just got a note from my house cleaner that she's working from home and sending me instructions on how to make the bed, right? It's pretty funny. But it's you just got to meet people where they are, I think. And so we had probably 6 or 8 that didn't want to stop cleaning at all. And again, we gave them the confidence that what we were doing was appropriate. We went from 3 to 4 person teams in a vehicle. Like we drive around in the MiniMaid vans, and there's usually 3 or 4 on a team. And we cut that down to 1 or 2. So, we have a driver and then somebody in the back seat. It's kind of like taking your kids around to school or whatever. Everybody's in the back seat. So keeping that distance and then just educating that we are really important in this. Like, I didn't want to ever be part of the problem unless we could be the solution to that problem too. So it's really been important to educate people that what we're doing in the home is getting rid of the pathogens, we're spending a lot of time on the high touch areas in the homes and educating people who are not yet ready to have us in their homes how to do that themselves and what to look out for. We're like, we'll bring you the disinfectant cleaner, we're using the microfiber cloths and how that's all different as well and so much better. But as far as the employees, there's probably 10 or 12 of them that are really, really ready to rock and roll. And others are just like, we'll wait a little bit longer. And we don't have the work quite yet anyway. So we're doing some rotating and oddly enough, a couple of the ones that are working have school age kids. And so, they're trying to manage that too. And we're trying to really help them get through that as well and make that a priority.
Yeah, I was I did my greenhouse business leader meeting. So I go to every Thursday morning at 7:30. There's greenhouse church does this greenhouse business leaders, which has been it's just super valuable. And and like I love being part of that group, and it's open to the public. So anybody else that wants to attend, you're more than welcome to just reach out to me and I can get you the info. But of course we've been having our meetings via Zoom, and I kind of love it because my son, Maddox, he's always curious, is like, what is Dad up to? And so he came in and sat on my lap and participated in the meeting this morning at from 7:30 to 8:30, and it was really cool. But definitely, it's trying to squeeze into homeschooling. Very grateful that my wife Shannon is doing all of that. She's definitely kept my time free to work and really to have fun just making podcasts. But
I think it's important to show your kids, show up for them as a leader through this, and for them to not to protect them from everything, because it's a huge life lesson.
Yeah. Speak of the devil, like you're here.
There he is.
Say hi.
Hi.
So
hey, Maddie.
Maddox really likes the podcasting, don't you? You gonna have your own podcast one day?
I listened to you the other day.
Yeah.
You had a good tip about that last game that doesn't keep you bored. What was that?
The Battleship game.
Battleship game. Yeah. I was excited about that.
Anyway.
Cool.
So, did you guys? Well, I'll let Mike. Do you have questions?
No, I was just gonna ask Kara. So, the day we're recording this is a Thursday, and we just got news yesterday that the governor's getting ready to start reopening. It's a step-by-step process. At the beginning on Monday, businesses are able to open to 25% capacity. Are you expecting any kind of boom in the business cleanings? Because when this started happening, I think a lot of people, shut down almost immediately. And I got to imagine that businesses are going to want some kind of deep clean before they start allowing everybody back. So are you expecting any kind of boom?
I think the boom that we will expect, I do expect a little bit of a boom, but I think it will probably come more from our residential side, Mike, because I don't know, I think it just gives people a little bit of a relaxation a bit. And, we're going only in homes if they'll get out of the home for us or sit in a back room. And I think, my sense is that everybody's going to start getting ready to gear up to whatever normalcy is again and get out there a little bit and feel more comfortable in having us in their homes. and maybe getting out, getting out of it so we can get in there as well. But and with some of our businesses, most of them have kept us going. But if you think about it, if there was, we thought that with our business we might be able to really capture some of the closed businesses, but when you think about them trying to disinfect really anything that was, if there was any virus issue weeks ago, it's not going to be there anymore, right? It would have died on its own basically. But but I'm hoping that we'll also, the ones that we are cleaning are asking for more, more thorough and different type of cleaning. So
that's good. So I mean, have sales like been up, been up and down? Have they stayed about the same? Like, is it that you're losing some clients, but other clients are getting more service? Like, where are you guys at in terms of the last month?
So right away it was a huge nosedive, and we were down to maybe 15%, doing about 15%, or lots of 85%. Or 90 even, but maintaining some of those businesses was really helpful. The residential side is where we are mostly residential, probably 80-85%. So we lost almost all our residential. As I said, we did those that were essential workers, that were on frontline stuff that we just knew we wanted to help. But we did, every client that has a hold on service, every single one is like, gosh, we can't wait to get you back. And what do we do? And we can't do this for much longer. We miss the smell of MiniMaid after you've left the house and that kind of thing. But, and amazingly, we've had so many clients like say, let's skip the month of April, but we want to still pay you. We want to make sure your staff is taken care of. You guys have been, great to us years and years, and they feel like we're part of their family, sort of. So amazing outpouring of generosity there. And they're like on hold. They're ready to come back, and everybody's got such varying fears or levels of how they're taking this in. So some people are like, yeah, we're going to go for a bike ride. Come on in. And others are like, we haven't been out of the house, for 6 weeks, and we don't want anything in here. So, and, I totally respect both sides of that. So your answer, I think we're going to probably see a pretty good uptick in the next week or two. And then I think that last fearful group will probably still take a while. So I don't think we'll be up to 100 or 90%, for quite a while, but that's okay. We're also trying to educate ourselves more and just almost starting from scratch and revamping our whole model. So
yeah, which has been a pretty common theme, right, Mike? I mean, I think all of us have had to change some sort of process, some sort of, the overused word of 2020 will be the word pivot. Like I've heard pivot, over and over and over. Like now that
reframe.
Yeah, now that Mary said that about that Ross meme from Friends, that's stuck in my head every time I hear the word pivot now. But yeah, so I mean, did you guys have to, or did you just like apply for the PPP stuff?
So yeah, we did. Like first day I had everything ready. Went to our local bank. We bank kind of with Bank of America, a larger bank, and a local bank. And when initially Bank of America had like a great portal up right away, and so you could just pop stuff right in there. But I preferred to stay with our local bank, and they said, you know what, we got already a line in front of you. If you got a good relationship with the bigger bank, it sounds like they're going to be able to serve you really well. So I'm like, okay. And it, it seemed to go well. And then like 10 days later, they're like, oh, you don't have this on the portal. I'm like, yes, I do. I'll do it again and again. And kind of the ball got dropped. Our local person has been fabulous and tried to help as much as she can. But their hands are tied. So we missed the first round. We did not get it the first round. We're still hoping the second round. So I don't have an E-Tran number yet to know that it's approved, but it is with the SBA. So
okay. Yeah, it's super interesting because I actually did the opposite. So because we had, our primary bank is with PNC and love, Sandy Richter over there, like absolutely adore her. Just been a huge asset for us. And I had been in constant communication. She had been like texting me and she's like, hey, I'll text you at 2:00 in the morning when this thing is up and going. But PNC wasn't quite ready on that Friday. And then the portal and stuff was having issues on Saturday. And I was just kind of getting a little nervous. And I was like, look, like I'm going to go to a local bank. And a lot of my thought process there too was like, I know how much Sandy has my back at PNC, but I'm thinking about, okay, if there is some sort of underwriting process or approval process, like where is this information going to? Is it going to Atlanta? Like, are we waiting on somebody else to make a decision? And so my thought process was like, man, maybe the local banks will want to make sure that the local businesses get their money and get their money quick. Now I know that a lot of them have had some problems too. And so luckily we were able to get our funding. I made that call and we got our funding, 10 days later, which was
nice.
Great. But yeah, sometimes I think about a lot of businesses, as unfortunate as it is, don't necessarily have a lot of reserves. And, there's definitely times in our business where I feel like we're a business that lives paycheck to paycheck, if you will. And it's like you're trying to make, we're coming up with creative ways to make payroll on Friday. It seems like that's like a common theme sometimes, especially for the seasonality of our business. And so I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, man, what if you are one of those businesses and you're still waiting, or the fact the waiting game is the thing that could actually put somebody out of business because, and this lifeline for us has definitely been an opportunity to innovate. Like we most certainly needed the funding and when I got it, I'm not wasting. I'm like, now that we got it, I'm like, okay, cool. It's like a weight lifted off the shoulders. Now I can zero in and I can focus on pivoting this company and making these adjustments. And we've been very, very focused on that. But man, I just think about a lot of the small businesses that are still waiting. So my question is very long-winded one, apparently. Are you good? Are you okay? Are you going to be if this PPP funding takes another month, are you okay? Or, were you ever dependent on it to begin with, or is it just nice to have as backup? What's your situation there?
Yeah. Well, for sure, dependent on it to an extent. I know the way it's set up, it can really be more than what we almost need. We can really set ourselves up well. It was scary to get. Really wanted when we kind of furloughed people. We wanted to pay as long as we could, and we did do some, quite a bit of gifting of hours beyond that. But then, man, never seen the bank account that low, excuse me, and it was pretty scary, But I did, have some forethought to get a credit line ahead of time, and good relationship there. So, and then, just we've had a lot of gift certificates being purchased online for us with this community. And even my college teammates played a couple sports in college, and they kind of got on the bandwagon, and they were buying gift certificates that I'm now trying to gift to some frontline workers or people that are really, really in need. So kind of working on that end, but I'm okay. Yeah, we're okay. And, the staff that has been working has generated enough income to, we stopped paying mortgage payments for 3 months and that kind of thing. So having the forethought to put a lot of that in place ahead of time really helped. Wouldn't be okay forever, but no, if I just knew it was coming, then you can really there's so much you can do with that and to benefit your staff as well. So really, I just want to take care of them first and foremost, and then just see what happens from there. So if I can get it just to really take care of all of them. We've got some, I think, that are, sitting home on unemployment. A couple have gotten on that, and that's great. So trying to figure out how to best bring them back and not hurt them as well.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely. So hoping for that.
I'm curious, how has their marketing approach changed? And the reason that I ask that is because as we've done a lot of these podcasts, it's interesting to see, what different business leaders feel about the idea of marketing during this crisis. Some that very much come from the mindset of, I believe that the product or service that I offer is a benefit during this time and people are looking for it and it should be taken advantage of. And some people just frankly feel a little skis, for lack of a better word, about trying to capitalize off of it. So what is your approach and your thoughts and feelings on marketing during this time?
Our marketing for us has really been just constant emails to our clients just to make sure they're taken care of and letting them know what we're doing. And it's just been not really much more than that. We have a radio spot that we do a trade with. So just letting people know that we're here for hygienic cleaning and to sanitize and disinfect if they have that need, but certainly not pushing it by any means. But again, just our marketing is more educating, I think, and how I think going forward it'll be more like educating people how I think it's actually going to change the whole face of house cleaning, honestly. And we're trying to be part of that. And, I'm taking a course with the Global Biorisk Council these next couple days, and just on the science of cleaning and the virus itself and what else could happen and, that kind of thing. So I think it's, our marketing going forward will just be, I think we're going to be rebranding a little bit, even our uniforms. I think we're going to be putting people in scrubs rather than, cobbler aprons and such, just to have that feel of we are the front line of the health profession.
Oh, that's interesting. I know if Mike had a cleaning business, his marketing I'm just trying to predict this. Do you have COVID-19 in your house? Well, we can come in there and get it out. Is that?
I don't know that that's actually true.
I like trying to picture like the mix between like the dealership car salesman and
right. No, but I am thinking like instructional videos about like how to best clean, how to create your own chemical cocktails or whatever would be super valuable. I think there's a lot of say opportunity, but to share that education.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a good point, Mike. Because I've been actually watching a podcast from some of our industry leaders, and they've had a couple people on about different platforms and easy ways and cheap, inexpensive ways to do training videos and things like that. So
cool.
Sharing those. Yeah, it's a great idea.
I think about like Collin and I say this all the time in our business, like just because we know how to do the oil change doesn't mean that we want to do the oil change. Yeah. And so I think a lot of people will learn how to clean their house at home, but then have a lot more respect for the people that they ask to come in their homes and do it for them. Absolutely.
You have no idea the amount of, I have been calling clients on the day that they would normally be cleaned. So like, bi-weekly or a weekly client, I call them. It's like, hey, we missed you today. Just wanted to say hi. And they're like, oh, we missed you guys so much. Like,
yeah.
So, I'm watching the baseboards get dusty, but not doing anything about it. And that kind of stuff. So I like trying to tell them, well, we'll bring by a microfiber cloth and some disinfectant if you need it. So
sure.
That's good. I mean, it's obvious that the relationships you guys have built up, as an organization are really helping kind of get through this time. Those customers, and I love that you see that community support, you see those relationships that you've invested in all these years. And now it's coming to a point where people are like, hey, we don't want you in our house. No offense. We don't want you in our house right now. However, we still want to pay our bills because we want to take care of you. We want to make sure you're good. So you're coming back next month.
Right.
And that's such a good feeling, right? As a business owner to And we've seen that. We've been sending out newsletters of communication to our customers, and I've gotten so many. We had somebody buy a $200 gift card just the other day, being like, "Yeah, I don't know what we'll need this for in the next few months, but I'm sure my kid will break something and and need to come in for service." So we've been seeing those kind of messages, and just people who are really prepaying services, gift cards, whatever. And it's nice to have that community support. So I'm thankful. I know you're thankful. And
yeah, it's super humbling. And it's, you're so used to being the one serving, right? So it's almost hard to
it is
accept that in a way, but it's super humbling.
That's really true.
Cool. Well, Carol, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you guys, where they can, hire you guys?
Sure. Yep. We have a great website, www.minimaidgainesville.com. We also have a great office right up the road from Collin and Michael at New Scooters for Less. We're right across the street from Gainesville High School. So can stop in most anytime. I'm actually here all the time, seems like, but the website is great. You can buy gift certificates right off the website as well. Or just give us a call at 374-4141. And we love to either help you or steer you to the right person who can. If we have great relationships with other cleaning companies in the community. And so if we're not a right fit, we try to just make sure there is one out there for you.
Awesome. Well, that's what makes a great community right there. Love
there
it.
You go. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for joining us. Mike, final thoughts?
I just thank you, and best of luck as you go through this. I usually like to ask, final thing, if there's a piece of advice that you'd like to leave with our listening audience, anything that you've learned as you've gone through this.
Probably take care of your network before you take care of your business. Just like I don't know, you realize, and I think I've always realized, but just taking care of your community, and then you're taken care of. You take care of the bigger picture and reach out and pull people up, and that I know you guys do that all the time, but that definitely elevates us all. So.
And it kind of goes back to the same point I was saying, just seeing everybody people can almost like recognize when you have those relationships, they can kind of recognize when you're going through something, and they kind of almost reach out and say, "Hey, like, are you good? Do you need?"
Yeah.
I mean, a good example is Mitch Glazer. Like, Mitch is always like, "Collin, you good? You need me to prepay for something?" like, what do you need? I'm like, "Mitch, like, I really appreciate it, brother." I was like, if I get desperate, like, believe me, I'll let you know. But just having people that want to ensure that you're not going to go anywhere feels good, So.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been great. And I think too, I was telling our employees, like, I don't want to waste this difficult time. There's so much to learn from it, and so much relationships to build on. It's an opportunity. It's a hard one, but we know it's there for a reason. So
yep,
that's true.
Well, there you go, Gainesville. Take care of those team members. Take care of that network, and let's just continue to support each other, encourage each other through this. We will get through this as a community. That's why I love being part of the Gainesville community, and just seeing everybody pull together during these tough times. I mean, we as entrepreneurs are built for this, and we will navigate it. We will get through. So thanks to everybody. Carol, thanks again for being here. And thanks to everybody for listening. We appreciate our listening audience so much. Be sure to leave us a review somewhere. Feel free to check out the swag we have at whoagnv.com. Show some support there, and just share this with a friend. Share this with somebody. Let them know what we're doing, that we're trying to help businesses navigate this thing, and we appreciate all of you guys. This is the WHOA GNV podcast, the podcast that brings you businesses and individuals that make you go, whoa. We will see you later. Bye.